I'm going to show you how to paint a simple leaf, an autumn leaf in watercolour today. First of all, make sure you've got your water pots ready, 2 pots, one clean, one for your dirty water, and get your colours all ready. Mix them up beforehand and don't have your paint too thick. You need to just get a nice single cream consistency with the paint. And then you're going to draw a very simple outline of the leaf, and you're going to double line the midrib. And what I mean by that is you're going to draw one line with a sharp pencil and next to it another line, and then taper it off as it would be in the leaf. So once you've done your drawing, you're going to put something underneath your hand, because you don't want natural oils from your hand or hand cream to spoil the paper, because as you come down it will spoil it. And then I'm just going to fill in 1/2 of this leaf with clean water. And notice I'm not using the brush like a pen, which is what a lot of people do, and they dab at it like this. You need to be able to push the belly of the brush down so that you're using the side to get nice sharp clean edges. So I'm filling in there, a bit more water, push the brush down again, fill that area out, and make sure that you've got an even film of water. If it's too puddly, if it's puddling too much and you've got far too much water, dry your brush by rolling it like that to get the point back and suck some back. Don't pull it, because all that does is weakens your brush. Always make sure that you roll your brush to get your point back. And then what you're going to do is literally just drop the colours in. So I'm just going to pick up some Aurelian yellow and I'm going to drop that in. Just drop, drop, drop. I'm not really painting, I'm literally dropping. Wash, clean, and now I've got a little bit of burnt sienna, which I'm going to drop in as well. This can be quite random. And I've mixed a green from Aurelian and some French ultramarine, and I'm going to drop some of that in. And if you notice, what I'm doing is I'm mixing on the page. It doesn't matter that it all mixes and merges. And then what you're going to do is just give it a few seconds to be able to move and do its own thing, because if you start manipulating it too soon, what happens is it loses that lovely transparency and freshness. So now I'm drying my brush completely, because I don't want to go back with more water. If I go back with more water, what's going to happen is it's going to push all the paint back and you're going to end up with a run back. I've got a very dry brush now, and I'm just going to tickle it over and blend it all together, so that what you're going to end up with is a really nice blended leaf. And notice that I'm actually painting the way of the vein. So I'm not painting upwards or across, I'm actually doing it the way that the vein would go. So that's 1/2. Don't keep fiddling with it. The more you fiddle, the more it becomes like liquid manure and it will look ugly, so leave it alone. Right, then once you finish one side, you can go back and you can do the other side. So wet down, exactly the same. Look at the way that I'm pushing the brush down, push down, bring it up to go into the small point. Look across and see that you've got a thin film of water, so it should be just glistening. If you've got too much water, then dry your brush by rolling it and sucking back the water. But make sure you've got plenty. Okay, now I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to drop in some burnt sienna at the top here, and look at the way it flows. It looks fantastic the way that it flows out. Bit of yellow and some more green here and there, just a touch of it here and there, and don't overdo it. Just let it all blend together. Okay, leave it for a second just to let it do its own thing, and you can see on this side now it's all beginning to blend and merge together beautifully. Dry my brush by rolling it, and then again just with the very tip of the brush I'm just going to tidy it up and tickle it over. The outline's quite strong so that you can see this on the video, but normally I wouldn't have such a strong outline. So you can see that I'm just blending that over and bringing it together. I might have just a fraction more green just along that edge there. So you can put that on before it dries. And that's it, that's all there is to it. Now once it's completely dry, what you need to do is you get some burnt sienna and a little bit of burnt umber and a nice thin point on your brush, and you can hold the brush almost upright and just bring that down that centre midrib. You don't want it too heavy, you don't want it to look like a tram line, it's got to be really, really fine. If it gets too heavy, soften it off with clean water. And the same thing goes for the veins, upright and push and just lost and found. You don't want heavy lines, just hint at them. That's one side. If you do them too heavy, they start looking like herringbones and they look ugly. So you can just put those on and that's it, finished.